We're back. Thursday Night Football. Went over a little bit yesterday. We sharpened up our reads, looked into it a lot more, and now we got the game today. We're probably going to be cooking up a parlay. Austin, how we doing?
My man, I'm at the parents' crib. I'm on house watch duty, so new area, but made do. I'm excited to be here, and we got some winners. You and I cooked up. I feel really, really good about this game.
Oh, yeah. It's either going to be the best game of the early season or everybody's going to be disappointed. I'm convinced. You don't get two offenses like these against average at best defenses and not get a good game. If we do, books probably rigged it. That's honestly where my head is at. If we don't get a fucking like 30 to 25 game, I'm convinced the sports books had something to do with it because it's just laid out so perfectly for it.
I hope that's the case, man. Like, I'm praying you're right. Also, I'm battling the hiccups right now, so I'm trying to space my my talking. I think I should be okay, but that's why I'm muted for a sec.
I heard that's some good luck. That means you get some good luck on your plays. Is that true?
I hope that's the case because it's been hitting me a lot lately. So hopefully I start seeing that regression.
We already got some guys feeding the winners on the chat. James Cook, anytime touchdown. I'm with it. For those who missed the most apparently controversial play of the day, I posted to Twitter yesterday. We sent it out to the Winnable, which, by the way, if you haven't joined yet, the code is below for a 15% discount. The link is in our Twitter bio. But where is it? This is the play. Each team to score a touchdown and a field goal in each half, plus 2,200. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys this is a lock. This is for sure happening because it is still plus 2,200 after all. But it should be like plus 1,000. Let's be honest. We have two high-powered offenses against two defenses tailor-made for those offensive strengths. Miami needs one stop in each half in the red zone. The Bills need one stop. I think we can depend on them for that. I think this is more than realistic.
Yeah, I fully do too. I mean, obviously the odds have moved heavily in our favor. What's it at now? Plus 1,400?
On DK, it's 1,600. On Fanatics, it's 1,500. Or no, it's 1,400 on DK.
Yeah, right. Value secured nonetheless. Obviously, you posted it last night. It pays to be in the Winnable. But yeah, I'm excited for it. The only thing that has kind of scared me a little, I've heard some weather concerns, but I feel like any football game we're gonna hear this shit. I don't know.
Let's go and check it out. Heat advisory. I'm sure that's not the weather you're talking about.
Not what I'm worried about. No.
News flash, guys. It is hot in Miami.
Guys are gonna be a little sweaty, so I'm nervous.
It looks like 40 to 50% chance up to 7 p.m. I think the game's at 8, so we should be good.
Okay.
We got Khalil Shakir over 3.5 receptions. You guys know I talked about that on the YouTube video if you haven't checked that out yet. But Austin, go ahead and tell the chat what your thoughts are on Shakir because I know we were talking about that one earlier.
Yeah, so prior, you and I were all over Khalil Shakir. We think 40.5 is a low line. I also will say that feels low. 99% of the overs, or 99% of the money is on the over for Khalil Shakir, and his line hasn't moved an ounce. It's one of those lines that I don't really understand. The reception line, I've seen people hammering. I've seen the receiving yards people have been hammering. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I like the under because I think it's a low line and definitely could go over, but it's very odd, and it's a big tell for me that this line's not moved. I think he's a better player, and he's getting hype, and I think Miami likely will actually plan to defend him this week. You know what I mean? I think last season he obviously kind of shocked him, came out of nowhere. I think he's kind of gotten his hype. I'm not comfortable with Khalil Shakir. I'll say that.
So I was all in on Khalil Shakir until I also started liking Dalton Kincaid. And I posted Dalton Kincaid as my official play on the Bills side. The thing that split the decision for me, and honestly might be what the books are betting on, is in a very small sample size, Shakir does not do well in two tight end sets. His target rate goes down, his yards per route run goes down. But this is on like a 20 route sample size. So it's not anything crazy, but that's the only thing I can imagine the books betting on happening in this scenario because otherwise he is actually like a skilled receiver. He's been buried behind Davis and Diggs as the two main guys before him, But I think if him and Davis came in, like started rising at the same time, and Diggs wasn't there, I think he would have been a higher priority than Davis. I think he's really good. I don't think we'll get these 3.5 40-yard lines very often throughout the season. But like Austin said, it is very suspicious that his line isn't moving. So I like him.
He's the
Cares looking
most
at a
bet
small
on player.
sample size, but I get the concern.
Doc, he's the most bet on player this season out of any. Like, he has the most money on him as any prop this year so far.
Jesus.
And it hasn't moved an ounce. Like, that's so weird to me. I feel like you and I talked, like, his lines, we thought were going to be at like 46.5, 47.5 receiving yards. I don't know how 3.5 was plus money, 3.5 receptions. So like I'm not gonna say I don't like his props. It's just a real big tell for me that it hasn't moved. That's odd.
Yep. I do think receptions are better than receiving yards because Vic Fangio is gone from Miami, and Vic Fangio is a big proponent of the drop deep, bend don't break kind of defense, light boxes. However, I think Miami kind of carried that on based off watching what we saw in week 1. And if they do, Christian Kirk dropped a couple huge passes, but Christian Kirk was pretty active. Evan Ingram didn't do as much. Brian Thomas was active, but he was also, they gave him some gimme stuff. I can't remember if they gave him a screen, but I know they had a slant. He had a hitch, some stuff where he just had to kind of settle in the zone that Miami was giving him. If they do that again, that's going to be all Khalil Shakir. But talked enough about him. We already got Keon Coleman coming right after him. Austin, I know that's one of your guys, so you can take the floor there first.
Yeah, I mean, looking at last week, Brian Thomas obviously had a solid first game, four catches, 47 yards. Nothing like crazy, but a solid, efficient game. And then Gabe Davis, 3 catches for 62 yards. Both outside receivers for Jacksonville went over 42.5 yards. Keon Coleman, where does he play? Outside, obviously. I like that. He played the most snaps out of any receiver for Buffalo last week. I've also said I think Matt Collins sees a reduced role. I think he's a good guy you throw out there for a veteran week 1 to trust. But I think Matt Collins has been on enough teams where he's never been able to sustain really a starting type role. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see his snap share go down. Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir both to see an increase. And I just think for 42.5 yards, he's too big of a playmaker, man. One catch can be a 30-yard grab. You know what I mean? I like the guy. I think he plays a lot on the outside, and he had a 21% target share last week. So he clearly was active. 42.5 yards just feels low. Like we've said all week, Allen's at 250 pass yards. They have to go somewhere. And I like his over pass yards. So someone's going to get him. Just has to figure out who. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Kincaid, Coleman, Shakir. I mean, there's room for all 3 to go over.
What if I told you he also had by far the highest first read share on the team in week 1? Here, I'm going to share my screen to show it. It won't let me make it smaller, so I apologize if you guys can't see very well. But Keon Coleman is first in first read share at 31%. Then Shakir and Samuel both at 12.5%. Valdez-Scantling 6.3, Kincaid 6.3, Holland 6.3, and Dawson Knox 6.3. So that is a good sign for Keon Coleman. For me, really, the only thing that kept me off him is I think he's a pretty raw receiver. I think he has a lot of upside, a lot of potential, and there is a solid chance that he figured it all out in the offseason with good coaching and he's all fine. But I tend to give it like 3, 4, 5 weeks for rookie wide receivers, especially ones that like Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors. I think they're in that Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase kind of category in terms of opportunity and ability. I think Keon Coleman is a step behind. I don't think he's as refined as a route runner, but he's got great hands. He's got great physical abilities. And if Allen's struggling to find a play and there's pressure coming, he has the archetype that you can just throw it to him and be like, all right, he's going to go get it. He did that last game for one of the plays. So, I mean, I don't like Dawson Knox. I don't like Curtis Samuel. I like Kincaid. Shakir, I've expressed some concerns. So there is definitely opportunity for Coleman. It's just one of those, it's too early for a young receiver that I don't know if I can believe in yet.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fair. And I think looking at the markets, like he's at 43.5 yards. If this line was at 53.5 yards, I don't think you and I are sitting here saying, oh, we like the under. I
Yeah.
think we would have been like, yeah, I mean, that looks right, you know? So to
Yeah.
me, the fact that we can have 10 yards of buffer and still say the same thing makes me like it a little bit. And I also, like Marvin Harrison, he was at 64.5 yards last week. You know, like both these rookies were priced probably right, but they were a little higher priced. I just think 43.5 yards or 42.5 yards is just low, you know? So
Yeah.
it's one of those where I understand the concerns. I don't typically target rookies either, but it was one in a primetime game. I feel more comfortable being on a less popular bet here.
It's kind of like the Jordan Love thing last week where he was at like 250 yards, but there wasn't a single Packers receiver above 43.5, I think it was. Obviously, Jaden Reed went off. Dubs I think he had a few big targets. He dropped one of them. Christian Watson had a few drops. So it was like the opportunity was there for everybody. Jaden Reed kind of stole all of it, but like all the lines looked low. I think we're kind of in the same boat with the Bills wide receiver core until things get figured out.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. But I think that's our reads on the receivers there. I think you and I basically have the same opinions. I love Coleman. I like Shakir. Samuel, I think's eventually gonna find a role. I didn't see enough week 1 to warrant playing him, and books obviously don't love him, so I agree with you there. Kincaid, I think's gonna be active. I mean, he was in tight end jail last week, so
Oh my
hopefully,
God. I need to look up some of those
hopefully,
clips to
yeah.
show
There
people.
was a play.
Jesus Christ.
He had 4 guys on him one play, like literally 4 dudes on him one play.
I went back and watched the video, and I when I tell you guys I could not believe what I was seeing, it was truly unbelievable. Here it is. Like Travis Kelce doesn't even get this treatment. So Kincaid is here. No, he's here. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like, look at that.
They said, we don't care about your running back. We don't care if Dawson Knox flails out. We're going to make sure Dalton Kincaid doesn't get the ball. And
That's
as
an
you
error.
can see,
Yeah, I
it
mean,
led
that's an
to a
error.
pretty substantial gain for the Bills offense. I think the chances of Miami putting together that same game plan is quite low.
That can't be an intentional coverage though. That play had to be just a wrong fill.
This is a different. No, it was intentional. This is a completely different play. He's right here. And pause. He is only carrying back Kincaid. Only Kincaid.
Yeah,
even this safety is starting to come over. This guy's starting to come over. They're just leaving everybody open. Like, this is not a difficult read to make. If the corner's sagging off, you know he's running a comeback route, and you see Kincaid with 3 guys on him in the middle, you know nobody's coming to fill in that space and intercept it. You can toss that every single time.
To be honest, though, if you're prepping for Buffalo, don't you think you're doing the same thing?
No, you can't. With the tight end being in the middle of the field, it's not a realistic strategy. Like, there's a reason that we don't. That.
But you're looking to slow him. I would say he's their most talented, besides Cook, maybe. He's their most talented player.
I agree. You might play, like, instead of too high, you'll drop one of the safeties lower or something like that. Or you put a nickel corner to play a little tighter into the box to pick up one of those crossers. But you're not literally telling everybody to bail on their assignments solely to keep him from catching a 10-yard pass.
Yeah, that's why I think one of these guys made an error, especially on that 4 guys covering one. That, like, someone's not doing their job, because that's freaking awful. But the fact that they are this worried about him, I think Kincaid likely has a much better game here. You can't blame Kincaid. He really didn't have a chance. If 4 guys are going to guard him, you know.
And here's what pushed me over the edge. In the first 2 series of the game for the Bills, they struggled a lot, and him and Knox were just splitting snaps. From that point on, I think he only missed 5 snaps. In the second half, he played 93% of snaps. No matter who the tight end is, that's not – for guys that are blocking and receiving, like, that takes a toll. That's not normal. And the head coach came out and said in the press conference afterwards, they said, yeah, we started slow. I talked with Brady, the offensive coordinator, and it was like the game plan was, hey, we're going to make sure to get Kincaid involved. The only difference is now that, like, might affect this game is we don't really know whether they're going to keep running 2 tight end sets or if that's more game plan dependent. But by the snap share, now we can confidently say whether it's 2 tight end or 1 tight end, he's going to be the 1 tight end if that's the case, which that's what pushed me over the edge to make me play it.
And he should be. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the better player. Like they
Yeah.
need to get him on the field. I fully agree. I think you and I see eye to eye with the Buffalo side. The
Yeah.
Dolphins side, I don't think we need to go too in detail on. I know obviously Waddle's where you're playing. I think until we get the A-Chain news or the A-Chain news, like we're not really going to target it. Jeff Wilson Jr., I'm literally on standby for. If a line comes under 19.5 and A-Chain's playing, I will be playing Jeff Wilson. So you guys don't need to keep asking me. I don't have a Dolphins prop until that line comes out. I'm not going to force something out. I also do kind of like Tyreek Hill under rushing receiving yards. I told you that earlier today. Not sure if I'm going to play it if A-Chain's out. I definitely won't play it, but another look I'm looking at.
All right, let's keep it moving because now we're behind.
It's
We
almost
need a
lotto
lock
time.
parlay for the boost. We will be making a parlay later on in the stream, so stay tuned. James Cook, 2.5 receptions. I think, but the Bills' run game is going to struggle to really get things going. And in order to keep James Cook and Josh Allen's legs involved, I think they're going to run options and a lot of extended run game plays, almost like as if the 49ers do with McCaffrey, where it's just screens and outside zones and stuff like that. And I think that's something that they could do with Cook. And I think he's going to have to get involved in the receiving game if he really is a core part of their game plan like he has been since the offensive coordinator switch.
I'll be shocked if he doesn't catch 3 balls. I'm not
Me
going to
too.
lie.
Honestly, me too.
I'd be shocked. So
Josh Allen over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I mean, he's hitting every game versus Miami in his career. I mean, new defensive coordinators, new players on each side of the ball, which is like really the only reason not to take it. But 12 of 12, again, multiple coaches and multiple coordinators in all those 12 scenarios too. It's hard to argue with.
How's he do on Thursdays, Will?
I don't know. You had that stat. I didn't find
He's
it.
never missed on Thursday Night Football.
How many are we talking?
I couldn't tell you, but I just know he's never missed. I don't have the stats pulled up here in front of me. Unfortunately, I don't have the extra computers behind. But that I think gets us into our lotto. I think we could get to work.
Josh Allen's hand was wrapped last game. Apparently, cause for any concern.
He practiced fully yesterday, though.
Okay, I was about to say I didn't see it, so I don't have any. Really
6-0 on Thursday night. The comments got us.
There we go.
I mean, come on, Doc. He's hitting 10 straight against the Dolphins, 6-0 on Thursday night. Surely he doesn't sell here, right?
You'd think. Jeff Wilson anytime touchdown. If A-Chain doesn't play, that's free. What else we got? What website is that? That was Fantasy Points Data. Not partnered with them. It's just a good resource, but it does cost money. It's his non-throwing hand that's hurt, so we're fine.
Good looks, Reggie. Appreciate that.
What's your favorite kind of tacos, Austin? Al pastor, chicken, or chorizo?
I'm a big pastor guy, I can't lie, but I also like chorizo. I kind of rock with the street tacos. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big enthusiast of those, so that's a tough one.
I'm a simple man. For me, it's chicken.
Of course.
I know what I'm getting. I know I like it.
Uncultured, man.
Oh, you can't unless you're going to Lebanon with me. You can't say that.
Uncultured. They won't let me in there, bro.
Yeah,
I can't eat that food.
Who told you Lebanon's not letting you in? If anything, they're gonna roll out the red carpet once they hear an American's coming on the soil.
All that bullshit, lamb nuts and all that crap you were telling me. I can't eat that.
Lambda.
What? Lamb nuts, lamb balls, or whatever you were eating. Goat balls. What is it?
It's just the raw meat. That's what we were talking about. Yeah, in Lebanon we eat raw meat. Like I wish I was joking, guys. We actually eat raw meat in Lebanon. It's fucking amazing. It's delicious. All right, let's catch back up.
Let's build this lotto.
Let's do it. Just making sure we didn't miss anything else in the chat.
Scooballs of sweat already. Gotta love that.
What about Tyreek over on yards? So I went with Jalen Waddle because I think the Bills' pass defense in the middle of the field is really bad without Matt Milano, and Waddle runs more routes over the middle than Hill does. I think he's 55% of his routes. Tyreek's only 33%. Tyreek should be fine. I think the Dolphins are going to have a lot of success throwing the ball. I just think what's his line? 104 yards. That's ridiculous. Like, we'll probably it's Tyreek. He probably hits it. But betting on 104 yards, if he has 98 yards, that's still a fucking great game. 90 yards, great game. Probably played a big role in the outcome. Still not hitting the line. Jalen Waddle, if he finishes with 45 yards, we're not saying the same thing. So if you're betting on the Miami passing game being good, then I think Waddle was the much better option, the better value than Tyreek. Bills money line, I'm going Dolphins. Not even a Dolphins fan, but I have this jersey and I think they win today, so we're wearing it. Do you think since it's a short week, stats will be lower?
I do. Fully.
You do?
I kind of do. I've said it, man. I think where the kickoff is, I think that's gonna add eventually.
Wouldn't
And
that make well, I guess the scoring goes up, but the yards go down.
Yeah, the yards go down a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if the scoring goes up, but I just think props are gonna start being a little tougher.
But
People-
okay, here's the other thing that I just didn't think about until now. If you get the ball at the 30-yard line and you don't score, does that not get balanced out by the fact that a punt now pins you 5 yards deeper than you otherwise would have?
I don't know. I don't have that answer yet. I think we're gonna have to watch a few more weeks.
Yeah.
We can see the numbers.
Yeah, that's
Also,
I'm
Khalil
gonna think
Shakir, his rush receive is 40.5. Why weren't people playing that over receiving yards? It's the same price.
most people don't check, dude.
Dude, it's crazy to me. Like, what are the chances he rushes for something negatively?
Yeah.
Probably not that high. So, like,
Really, your main thing that you're trying to avoid is him picking up a fumble for negative yards, but I doubt that happens.
why don't you guys bet money lines or spreads? We do. We do.
I'm really tempted to take Miami spread today. I'm not gonna lie.
I think the reason I don't target those as much is they're just sharper lines. More money's on it, more volumes on it. Vegas has a better price. I feel like I have less of an advantage, but
There's a reason I'm limited on player props and not game props. It's
Exactly.
because they have a way better sense of where the game line should be than the player lines.
Fully. I know for our lotto where I want to start. I think you know where I want to start.
You're gonna go Josh Allen?
The chat, what do you guys think? I just think 1.5 pass TDs. The hit rate is unbelievable. Like, it's just there. And I feel like if we don't play it, we're going to be laughing like, wow, like that's just overthinking.
Yeah.
But if it misses, it's going to be worse. So,
because if it misses, I'm gonna be sitting here and be like, I knew it was a trap. What the fuck am I doing? What's wrong with me? I think we go that and James Cook receptions.
I would play both those. I like both those a lot. On the Dolphins side, another thing that just popped up. Have you looked at Braxton Berrios props at all?
No.
How was his? Can you pull up how his snap share was last week? Because he's at 12.5 receiving yards. Reggie says he has not missed. You have to trust the numbers. I kind of agree. And it fits, Will. If you like this game to be a scoring competitive game, they're playing from behind.
Braxton Berrios ran 15 routes last game, 36% route share.
Only 15 routes? That's a little weak. Who else?
Do we know when A-Chain got hurt? I want to see if that was second half or first half.
Keon Coleman, 3.5 first quarter yards. That's a line.
That's a catch.
That can't be a line. He's at 43.5 receiving yards. There's no way that's a line. If that's a line, I would hammer that. That's one grab.
Bears had 10 routes first half and then 5 second half, which I thought would be reversed. But because Waddle took a few snaps off because of a potential concussion in the first half. That's why.
That makes sense.
For people saying playing Berrios is insane, we'd be playing the under. We'd be playing the under.
Read the username there. So.
Okay. But A-Chain has been playing snaps out of the slot, and if that happens, then that goes against Berrios, especially, or I guess it's the Bills playing 2 tight ends, not the Dolphins. But so if A-Chain's not healthy, if he's out, which I don't think will happen, Berrios overs are a possibility. If he's playing, Berrios unders are probably going to be free.
I kind
As
of
long
agree.
as nobody gets hurt.
I mean, he's heavily juiced under 1.5 receptions too. Like as long as he doesn't
What's his
catch
yards?
12.5. I like the under there, but it's
12
too
and a
hard
half,
for me to
that's
predict
high.
him.
That's you still go under with a catch.
You can go under with 2 catches. It's not like he's a deep threat, Like he's
No, he's a 3-yard A-dot guy.
yeah. I'm not comfortable playing a Dolphin prop yet until this Achane news is out. Personally,
I'm telling you, he's gonna play.
yeah, I lean that as well, but
I want to see. Let's see.
could
In
be some McCaffrey
2023, what was his A-dot? It's 12 and a half yards. Just it feels. I don't want to say easy. It just feels wrong. So last season, 7-yard A-dot, 0.12 targets per route run. So we're talking 1 in every 8 to 9 routes he's getting a target, much less a reception. 0.85 yards per route run. So if you think he's running 15 or less, 3.
fair. I think that's when we circle and come back to and we stick with. Could be something a late ad.
I feel like if Achane is active, that line's not even going to be on the board anymore. That's my concern.
I don't think it moves. I think books are expecting him to play with how the lines are priced right now.
Yeah. 8.8 yards per reception. Yeah, if
Achane's in place, he's not going to see more than. I mean, obviously, if Hill or Waddle get hurt,
yeah, but I'm fine playing that game.
Yeah, I agree.
What websites do you use for the advanced stats? Right now, we're using Fantasy Points data. Can't share too much information, but might have something for you guys soon for a different website. So just keep a lookout.
I see that grin.
Dude, I'm excited.
I see that smirk.
All right, let's get back to making the parlay. So we have.
Are you able to pull it up? Because we only see our mugs right now.
Yeah, 1 second.
Got to hide a few files real quick.
Yeah. Verify that you're human. Yeah, I'm human.
It'd be nice if the Detroit Tigers wanted to score a run or two, huh?
No, that's not happening.
My goodness.
All right, passing props. You guys can see the screen, right? Yeah?
Yep.
All right, Josh Allen, 2 passing touchdowns. James Cook. Do we want to take an alt receiving line yard or just
I think Cook receptions is the move. I don't want to dabble with his receiving yards personally.
Let's do it then.
That just feels low. And you and I have been saying that prop for days in a row. We haven't obviously pulled the trigger yet for an official, but it's a perfect lotto.
Ray Davis. Yeah, we really don't have any Miami props on the board right now. Should we go? You want to try some reverse correlation? Allen over touchdowns, Cook over receptions, and then the under on the game total?
I'm going to need you to go back on that. You want to go under on the game total, but I was going to say, I don't know.
No, don't worry.
Allen.
It's just hard because there's no other Miami props on the board. I'd be willing to play 2.
What's his longest rush?
Josh Allen longest rush?
Yeah, he's over. I had a guy send me this today.
12 and a half.
Okay, I don't know if he's over 12 and a half, but he's over 11 and a half in 6 of 6 games versus Miami. Longest rush.
Game specials.
This is just like the damn Buffalo Bill lay.
Josh Allen, first quarter rushing yards over 5.5.
That feels low too.
Yeah, that's 1 rush.
I mean, that's 1 carry.
But imagine this chalks and then the other 2 hit later in the game.
We just need the Bills to get the ball first. If they get the ball first, I feel like that covers.
Yeah, that's true.
You get 2 possessions, 6 yards.
That is true. I can look up.
If we think this is going to be scoring, you could probably play the kicking points 5.5 of Sanders.
Oh yeah. Can I not see longest rush? No. Kicker props. Sanders is 6.5, dog.
Damn, 6.5 plus money.
Minus 156.
Oh, damn.
Where do you, I don't know where you saw 5.5.
I think I was looking at Pickett backwards and it like was showing you know how sometimes it will show like the plus 120 when you click on it? I think that's why I
Yeah.
was looking at it backwards. I thought, damn. Never mind. We're not playing that.
I think we need a Bills one.
A Dolphins, you mean?
Or yeah.
I think we buy Tyreek Hill's rush receiving up and hammer the under. Dude, he's never hit against the Bills. This guy's like they clearly game planned pretty well against him.
I don't think we can buy. Well, right now there's not.
There's
Miami,
no Bill shit.
Yeah.
Or Dolphins.
Jesus, Tyreek for a 30-yard reception is minus 120. That's actually crazy.
Keon Coleman's gonna hit that one catch plus 270. I'm telling you right now, I see it, man.
We'll sprinkle a little bit.
Chat, we need your help. Find us a winner here. We need a Dolphins prop to add.
Come on, chat. What do you got? Over 2 pass attempts. I like that. I like his pass completions too. The line's just so high. Like it was 22.5 pass completions. That's high. Waddle yards over, Waddle touchdown.
I mean, we could play Waddle receptions, but like
I'm so deep into Waddle at this point. I have his receptions in the YouTube parlay and then his receiving yards is a straight parlay. I'm probably gonna ladder to 100 on the side.
Yeah, I was gonna say we definitely will be double dipping. What's Waddle first quarter yards?
Let's check. Jalen Waddle, where are you? There you are. 8.5.
I mean, if he doesn't, I kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense. Waddle never goes over receptions versus Buffalo. New coordinators, new players, new schemes. Don't worry about past games.
He's going under.
I think every one of those games had Matt Milano, who's like half the reason I'm taking his over right now because he's not playing.
That's like your favorite player,
Matt Milano?
Yeah. I think I've heard you say Matt Milano to me like 12 times in the last 10 days.
It's because I feel like nobody actually focuses on defensive injuries. So I want to make sure people know.
No, that's fair. Little sneak peek. J.K. Dobbins this week gets the Panthers. Derek Brown out for the year.
Panthers spread.
Could be a decent. Stop.
I saw a crazy system. There's underdogs against the spread at home following a 35 or more point loss. I don't remember what the exact number is, but it was actually crazy.
I'm not playing that. Sorry. Bryce Young.
Deontay Johnson action?
I can't do that either. Tyreek anytime touchdown is another option.
I kind of want to do an anytime touchdown parlay up by itself.
Can you bet on Jeff Wilson to score yet? Do they have a line for him, a touchdown line? Because honestly, his ass gets in today.
Why can we bet on Jalen Wright but not?
He's at the top. You missed him.
I did? Oh, because there's no picture. Minus 155.
Dude, yeah, we're cooked.
My ass.
We're not getting playable fucking Wilson lines. That's
my ass.
That sucks.
Who do they think he is, dog?
I've been telling you, bro.
Derrick Henry? What is this?
We're fucked. We are not getting lines. He's gonna if A-Chain doesn't play, he's gonna get 30 carries. Like he's gonna touch it every time.
If A-Chain doesn't play, apparently this line's gonna be like minus 700.
Yeah.
Dude, what is this line?
That sucks, bro. Why is that minus 155? That actually is so dumb. Because if that was plus money, I think that's our line there. But
I think I found our play.
Jonnu
plus 390. He's going an anytime touchdown parlay. I'm sorry.
He's worth a sprinkle. I feel like, what's his snap share? Did he have a decent snap share last week?
Let's check.
You even said it to me this morning. They don't throw it to their tight ends.
17.
He played 17 snaps.
17 routes, 58% route share, 13% target share, 20% targets per route run. That ain't half bad.
Yeah, that's not actually terrible.
Oh wait, that's last year. That's last year. That makes way more sense. It was 17 games, not routes. I was about to say. Yeah, in 14 rounds, he had 2 targets. That was it. Not ideal. But I want to see how many of that was in the red zone. Inside 20. God damn. Do not disturb.
That wasn't me.
No, I know it's not you.
I was gonna say.
Nobody said it was you.
Oh, I thought you said you were chirping. You're chirping at your own self.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
You guys worried about weather tonight? No, it should clear up by the time the game starts. The weather should be a concern in like the 2 hours before. Jeff Wilson, anytime touchdown is plus 110 on Hard Rock. Dude, fucking FanDuel. Why do they do this?
I mean, that line right there makes me think A-Chain's not playing.
Yeah, bro. He's plus 145 on Caesars and minus 155 on FanDuel. Fuck FanDuel, dog.
Yeah, that's ass. That's actually
horrible.
so dumb. I say we play this somewhere else, and we get.
Yeah,
Jeff
I'm
Wilson.
just putting it
I
together.
think that's
All right, let's throw
that's
Jeff
our-
Wilson in there.
You know, because we
Yeah.
can't play 155. But I just there's so many ways I could see Jeff getting in.
Do you
Anything
want to
to
save him for the
play-
anytime touchdown layer, or do we want to put him in here?
I think we put him in. I think that's our look. I don't
Right.
think we play the plus 433. I think we can get a way better.
Yeah. Let me check Caesars.
Yeah. I'm looking right now on DK.
Ohio.
How does FanDuel have that minus 155? That's like actually crazy.
That's so wild that it's that far off.
He's plus 110 on DK.
God damn it. There we go. I hope nobody saw my email. Same game parlay, touchdown score.
Let's go, Spencer Torkelson.
Oh, that's first touchdown. I was like, why is that plus 800?
I'm sweating MLB first thing in the morning, Doc.
There we go. 2-run double for the Tigers.
Come on.
All right. So on Caesars, that's plus 750.
So that's plus 750 on Caesars?
Yeah. The issue, I guess it's not an issue. I have boosts on FanDuel. I don't have it on Caesars. Caesars doesn't even let me fucking play.
That's a good looking slip, though.
Huh?
I said that's a good looking slip. I actually think this is cash. You sprinkle Coleman 30+ yard reception in there, and you might have yourself a actual free one tonight.
We'll do that in a longer shot one because that's a nice plus 270. James Cook over 2.5. And what was the last one?
Doc, are you worried about the weather tonight?
No.
If I could ask that question one more time.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do if you could ask that question?
You worried nothing. I'm just going to ask you and bother you.
It's plus 700 on MGM. Let me see if I have a boost on MGM.
Would you agree with this take? Caesars might be the most, like, how do I say it? Like the worst looking book to look at. I think it's so like I don't know, like just looking at this.
BetMGM is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's fair. DK is the best by far.
I like FanDuel's way more. I think FanDuel, the way they orient their props, like you have to click on the game and then the picture or like the player. I think that's annoying, but I think the look of it is the best.
I can barely look at the Caesars one. Like I'm like, ugh. Like it makes me want to click off instantly.
It looks like the reason I kind of like it is if it looks like what something called Caesars would look like.
True.
I don't know if that makes any sense. But I'm putting it in MGM right now. Actually, let me check if I have any sort of promo before I do that. Matt Collins, second highest snap share behind Coleman. Did he actually have the second most snaps? How much are we dropping on this parlay? It depends if there's a boost and how much the boost is and how much they allow. But if you don't have a boost at plus 750 on Caesars, probably quarter unit. Touchdowns are pretty volatile, but I mean, it looks good. Would you go higher than that, Austin?
No, I'm with you. Obviously, we're not putting full units on this, but
17 unit bazooka.
I think that's our lay right there, dude. Jeff
What?
Wilson. I think that's our 3. Jeff Wilson's gonna move too if A-Chain doesn't play, so we secure good ass value. I like that.
I agree. And let's see, James Cook. Oh, what the hell? Where are the odds for this?
Yeah, like the Caesar interface is just like so horrible to look
No,
at. I don't know why.
did they just pull the touchdown odds for Jeff Wilson on MGM? No, they didn't. It's there. Wait, no, they did. Yeah, Jeff Wilson's locked. All right, so I guess if you can lock this in, go ahead. I'll try and log in on Caesars again, but my issue with Caesars is for whatever reason I made my account in a different state, and if I try and lock in Ohio, which is where I am right now, it doesn't say I have the money in the account. But as soon as I go back, it's in the account. I don't know why.
That is weird. I think we could opt in and do the profit boost on DK. I don't know if it'll let us.
It's plus 575 on DK though.
Oh.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, that sucks.
Let me see if I can refresh the page and get odds back for Jeff Wilson. Dude, why is BetMGM like this? Hold on, let me stop sharing my screen and try this on my computer. Anytime touchdown parlay, Austin. Who are your early leans? I know we'll cook a
4 tonight.
Yeah.
Coleman, Wilson. I honestly think you could put Coleman, Wilson, and Waddle all 3 like that, and you probably have cash.
Yeah, I'm kind of, for whatever reason, Jonnu and Dawson Knox. I know it's the typical tight ends.
The backup tight ends.
It just feels like it makes too much sense.
I feel like that's the classic primetime take, though.
I know.
You know.
I know. That's why I was not excited to share it. It's telling me the same thing on MGM that I can't, for whatever reason, I can't put Jeff Wilson in this.
Doc, do you have any Sunday plays out yet?
I don't, but I'll take a quick look and see who I plan on targeting without having looked at any of the actual lines yet.
Oh, well then let's just save it. We'll do that tomorrow for next stream.
Okay.
Yeah, let's save that then.
But I'm telling you guys, Panthers spread. We'll make Austin as mad as possible.
I was going to say I won't be backing you, but...
Couldn't see computer screen clear on my phone. Can you call out the picks for the parlay? It's still not letting me lock in, but fuck. Why am I? Oh, Josh Allen over 1.5 passing touchdowns, James Cook over 2.5 receptions, and Jeff Wilson anytime touchdown. Those are the 3. And if BetMGM would let me lock this in, that would be great. Oh, let me fix this. I have Tua in there by mistake. Maybe that's the issue. Nope, that was not the issue. All right, I'll figure this out. So I'll figure this out off screen. We'll post this to Winnable. We're gonna cook up off screen a touchdown parlay. We'll send that to Winnable as well. So if you guys aren't subscribed and want all our picks, text it to your phone number as soon as we send them. You can see Winnable, the logo at the bottom. That's where we provide that service. It's less than $1 a day, and it's even cheaper if you use the discount code LIVE. That's your reward for being in here and supporting us. But highly recommend doing it. You get access to our plays as soon as we drop, and the VIP Discord as well. So do that if you haven't already. But other than that, I think that covered everything. Austin, you got anything else?
No, I think you and I are ready to rock. We got a big game tonight, a super exciting slate this weekend to get ready for. Plays will be dropping. I already dropped my first look for Sunday. We always post our stuff there first before on Twitter. So that's the best way to support us, along with getting our content directly and avoiding line movement. Obviously, you guys see it. These lines move immediately. So stay tuned for more. But yeah, I think that's it, Doc.
Perfect. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys on the next stream because obviously we're doing these more. But take care, everybody.